Previously on Bad End Theater. I could be your angel or your devil. You are a demon underling, in service of the Overlord. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. Nothing can go wrong from this point onward. But you don't get your rest for very long. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. Okay. Welcome back to the theater, my beautiful audience. Today, we're going to be exploring some of these other characters and seeing just how their stories will connect. Is that like a typical YouTuber intro? Is that like very professional sounding, like I know what I'm doing? You know, as much as I make fun of that, as much as I make that a joke, that is mainly the goal, right? The main goal here is we're going to be going in as the Maiden today, and kind of seeing what choices that other, I guess, storylines will have that intersect and how we can kind of make those connect. Because I have a few theories, right? I have a few theories of my own. The main theory being, if everything goes right, if the Maiden's allowed to live, and they get to meet the Overlord, and the Overlord is just a little bit antisocial, if you will. They're antisocial. Then the Maiden's going to get a little upsetty, and will have the option or opportunity to then set ablaze to the castle, and therefore is then like all angry and mad. That's my guess, because the Underling, we've seen all the Underling endings, at least as many as I have been able to see so far. The Underling is not responsible for starting the fire that kills the Overlord. Which means it's either the hero who doesn't do that. The hero either gets killed by the Overlord or killed by the Underling, right? So I'm guessing the only person left, but process of elimination, the only person left to start the fire would be the Maiden, who definitely has a darker side that we haven't explored yet. So let's go through a few of these endings and see if my theory is correct. I'm gonna feel so smart if that's the case. I'm gonna feel like I have a massive brain. So first things first, right? Let's see if we can make this as quick as possible. Just trying to get an ending here. Let's turn off everything else, right? The Overlord can be a tyrant, I guess. The only thing that we're doing, really, is we're keeping the Underling hungry. So maybe I can get an ending as the Maiden who's getting chomped. Eh? Hey, little demon Underling, how you doing? It looks pretty scary. I'll introduce myself as always. Hey. I'm just a maid for... Okay, and the demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting. A lot. How painful. Plan of yours was completely stupid. You think, why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Well, that's about as what I was expecting. That's pretty much the ending I was anticipating there. Okay. There's definitely still an ending here we haven't explored, right? There seems to be some choice that we haven't gotten through. So what if we'll make them antisocial? Let's see what the Maiden. Let's see what happens if the Overlord is antisocial and the Maiden just is able to go and say hi and chat for a little bit, but it gets kind of sent away. You know, I didn't know there was a button that just shot me straight to the different ending. That's really helpful. The Overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude you just got here. What if I don't want to leave? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do if I don't leave? You put your foot down and tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated by your stubbornness, but doesn't kick you out or anything. Hooray! The Overlord shows me just a little, and then the hero comes in. Okay. Yeah, run away. Yes. So, what if I obey? Is that the other ending I haven't seen? Okay. Yeah, I'll obey. I'll get out of here. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He's covered in demon blood. You're frightened by the sight of him and run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions, and you tell them your story. As you explain that the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without aid of a hero, they ask. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You're seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Well, that took a little bit darker of a turn than I was expecting. Not necessarily what I was anticipating. Huh. Well then. Alright, that's quirky. Okay. So how can we change this up, right? Clearly there are paths I haven't seen. Clearly there's something here that I'm not seeing. You know, let's just start playing around. So, I mean, obviously Hungry interacts directly with the maiden. I guess... I'm assuming now we check out the hero, right? I don't know what else there is to see with the maiden without getting the last options unlocked by the hero, right? So, I guess we'll give the hero a shot. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You're told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Surely she was kidnapped and nothing else could have possibly driven her to go to an evil demon castle. That would be crazy. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You just don't get it. But you're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. Venture to rescue the maiden, but demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. But I'd rather flee like a coward. It's not worth my time. I'm sure the maiden can handle herself. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even find some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero, after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gate. So what was the purpose of running away? What did I achieve other than by killing them? You're faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. So I'll ask, hey guys, look. We're homies, right? Can I just come in? You go to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chamber. Well, okay. That was... You know, I wasn't expecting that to work. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. It's almost like the maiden was eaten by an underling or something because I forgot to turn off the thing that... It's fine. You know, it's fine. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord said that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever. At least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as how she's a demon and all. But you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Man, that's wild. I should have turned that off. I forgot to. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna try something, right? She's gonna be obedient. She's gonna leave. She's gonna be polite. They're not gonna be hungry or disloyal. And I guess antisocial? Because, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Underling doesn't eat Maiden. Maiden comes in, says hi to the Demon Overlord. Demon Overlord's like, hey, we chill, but you can't be here. So she's obedient. Maiden's obedient, leaves, runs to the hero. Maybe nothing happens? Let's give that a shot. You're the hero, yeah. I'm gonna run away. They're not worth my time. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back toward the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm any village or anyone in it. She can't be trusted. She can't be trusted. She's a liar. She's a demon sympathizer. You aren't sure. You should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask her if she's sure about this, but she gets very upset. Why would you think she would lie to you? She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad that took care of itself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. Gonna go rest on my laurels. That was good work. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Wait, is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. Truly. She seemed nice, though, you think. But evil comes in all forms. Yeah, surely she must have done something to deserve that. There's no reason why she would just... surely. You decide you call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. After all, town needs a baker. Okay, yeah, let's check this out. Wow, 3 options. So do they all have 3 options and I just needed to... That's interesting. Okay. Which I was only able to see this last one by specifically setting the others. That's cool. I mean, I knew that this was how the whole game worked, but, like, I'm actually being able to experience that. It's cool. I like it. I like that. That's cool. I want to see what this looks like from the maiden's perspective, right? I want to see if what the maiden's perspective of going and meeting the hero is, and it's probably going to be the exact same ending, but I'm curious if the perspective is different. Oh, here we go. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? You explain that everything that's happened. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. What nerve. You're very upset the so-called hero will treat you this way. And then I get called a demon sympathizer. Yeah. Okay. So, what if he's trusting? What if he believes the maiden? From the maiden's perspective, of course. Along the way, okay, here's the hero. He asks what you're doing. You don't know the Overlord's castle. You explain everything that happened. He's very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried and are very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. They're actually super chill. Villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation, who hopefully covers for me and makes sure they know that I'm not a demon sympathizer? Or are we both going to be burned at the stake? He tells them that he only ran into you on his way to the castle, and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord. She was actually interested in capturing maidens. She's not interested in capturing maidens, or other means like that. The villagers looked again to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed they don't seem to prefer his... You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear the words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around. Pretty shocked everyone's hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to speak to the overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him, because of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Interesting. So this is where I get the third option with her. This is cool. Okay. Yeah, what if I just leave on my own? What if it? Screw it. They aren't going to believe me. The hero isn't going to help me. I'll do it myself. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. But as you get closer, you start to notice a tower of black smoke darkening the beautiful blue sky. The castle's engulfed in flames. So it is the underling? The underling is the one that bars the door and... Oh, well, I mean, there goes that theory. I guess I was wrong with that. You scan the fleeing demons, but the overlord isn't among them. You, against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself, but the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the overlord? If you'd stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. So... Okay, my brain is running at 1,000 miles per hour. So there's got to be some way... I can get the maiden to free the demon overlord. I just need to figure out what that is. I also need to explore more of the hero's path. I think I've seen most of the opportunities for the maiden. I just need to figure out kind of how the hero can tie into the other endings, so I get all three options for all of them and seeing how I can mix and match them. That's the thing for next time. For now, I'm going to leave it here. So, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what else we have to see here. Absolutely. There seems to be a lot... There's a lot behind the different layers of this game, so I'm interested to see what all we can unlock here. But I don't have too much else to say, so without further ado, as always, have a nice night.